Questions for Coach?
So you're pretty road weary at this point?
It was nice to get back, and just have the holiday here. And the coach has had some of the guys at their homes that couldn't get to their families, and some of the more local guys got to spend the holiday. So that was a plus. We haven't had Thanksgiving in a couple of years. We've been playing those holiday tournaments, so that worked out well. But that was a drop in the bucket compared to the China trip going to the east. But it was certainly it's good to be back, and had a few days to practice and get ready for our last road trip.
Besides the caliber of opponents, do you think it also toughens up the team, so to speak, playing this many games so early in the road, just paying dividends later on?
Yeah, I liked the Virginia game and the Princeton game. They're different contrasting styles that we're going to have to function well in a game like Virginia. There's going to be teams that are going to try and slow us down, and they're going to play disciplined and shoot late in the clock, and we got to figure out if we could play that style. So that was good for me to see, because I know what our potential is in a free-flowing open court game. I think that's our best scenario, but I thought it counted pretty well for ourselves in those other games, even though it was a more deliberate pace.
Speaking of Princeton, Remy Martin has been off to a pretty hot start. He had a pretty high career number game against them. How is it important for him to continue that trend and to help his team going?
Yeah, I mean, I hope that as our point guard that we're not going to have to count on him to score in the 30s, every night, because we want to get more guys playing well. That's what we've been really emphasizing with the whole group, is just let's get some more support. Let's get more balance on offense and get guys playing well. I think there was, one of the things I was most excited about was our potential to score from a lot of different positions and our ability to shoot. And those things just haven't come together yet. But I'm hoping that we'll make strides in those areas. But Remy's been outstanding. Been playing like one of the best point guards in the country right now.
Were you pleased with how your guys' style kind of went up against one of the Virginia, and at times they were playing the fast pace that you guys wanted them to?
Well, I liked that we were able to do what we do well.
Yeah.
We were able to pressure them some and just force them to have to deal with that through the whole game, and we took the ball out of Clark's hands a lot throughout that game, and again they still would not shoot quick, so they did drag you through possessions on defense, and I thought we held up pretty well, against a really good opponent.
What kind of things?
Verge, what's his situation?
Well, Verge is gonna be a go tomorrow, and so we're excited to get him back. I think he could have gotten me a few baskets that we might have needed in over the weekend. But I like what I'm seeing from Zoe on the practice floor, and he's due to break out, because he was one of the guys I was very excited about coming into this year.
What was his injury?
Yeah, he's had a wrist that he's been working through, and so he's I think that's starting to feel better, and so we feel good that he's going the right way.
What kind of things did you see out of Khalid that allowed him to get more time against Princeton?
Yeah, we played Virginia, and I think it was the last 2 minutes of the half, he came in, got a defensive rebound, and got a couple steals, and so you kind of remember that going into the next game, and he took advantage of his opportunity. He's really ready to play, and he made some huge shots, obviously, but also battled and defended the way we need him to. So I think he's really internalized, what the coaching staff is looking for from him. Seen him practice a lot better over the last 2 weeks, so it wasn't shocking that he played well. I think it's just going to be, now we need to develop some consistency and make sure that you're doing it night in and night out.
After San Francisco, you got a nice stretch of home games before the U of A matchup on January 4th. How important is it for you guys to get on top in the non-conference games before the matchup?
I mean, I think we deserve to come home after this. Again, it's been a lot, but it's going to be nice to have several weeks to take another step as a team. I think we're still, we're still have a really good chance to get better, and now we'll have more time at home, more practice time. Because we had Romello and Cherry out and we had Verge out, we've had a lot of guys. We haven't been able to just get the whole thing together. So I think that'll be very valuable for us through the month of December as we get ready for the Pac-12.
When you have guys who aren't maybe doing as well as they're capable of, like Kamani What kind of things do you say or do to sort of foster them kind of getting back to where they have their confidence?
Yeah, I just think that you can't identify yourself with scoring and how many points you put on the board. You could play very well and score very few points. I think Jalen House is a really good example of that, just with his defense, his on-the-ball defense especially. He's getting himself on the floor, and he hasn't scored a basket in 2 games. So, you know, Kamani and some other guys that aren't seeing the ball go in the basket need to, you know, focus on helping us win games, doing all the little things, getting an offensive rebound, running the court, getting a layup, just something that will snap them out of, you know, whatever struggles they're going through. And so we try and talk to the guys that, you know, maybe aren't doing it as well as they know they can and we know they can. So I think that's where I'm excited because, you know, we're playing toe-to-toe with top 5 team, you know, on a neutral, which is kind of in their backyard, and we have like a fraction of our players that I think could play well, and we're still right there. So, you know, hopefully we get firing on all cylinders, and more guys are playing well, and I think we'll be tough to deal with.
How have they been responding to that in just the last few days?
I just think that there's a little more urgency. I'm happy to see what I saw out of Khalid, because then he's making a statement like, Coach, you know, I should be out there more. So, and that's going to put everyone in a position where they got to be accountable, and our practices are going to be more competitive, and guys are competing for minutes, and that's what you want to have.
You guys faced some early deficits in all 3 of those games. What do you need to do to kind of come out of the gates faster?
I just think overall our offense has to improve. We can't, you know, continue to rely on our defense. We have some great numbers nationally in some very important defensive categories that's given us a chance early, but our offense has struggled, and that, I mean, I thought it would be the other way around, and it's so it's how much I know. But it's I think it will. It's got to turn. We got to shoot better. We're shooting 42% from the field right now, and we're in the low 30s from 3, and those are not anywhere near the type of numbers I thought we'd have right now. So we got a lot of work to do in those departments.
As far as your overall health, is everybody good to go tomorrow?
Yes, I mean, we still got some hoops to jump through. We got to, you know, go through airport security, and, you know, and get to San Francisco. We'll get to shoot tonight. So there's a lot could happen in 36 hours until the game, but hopefully we'll be fine.
Shout out to TSA.
Yeah.
You mentioned missing a few guys. How tough has it been for you to kind of navigate different lineups when it seems like you're not always at full strength?
Yeah, I mean, it's the toughest thing is when you have starters down, guys that you count on playing 25 to 30 minutes a game, and you don't have them, and these guys you've been seeing do some pretty good things, obviously, to be in a position to play those minutes. So it's going to be nice to get back to having those guys back in the lineup.
What's it feel like to see Jalen and Jalen, their competitiveness, and especially on the defensive end, and what they bring, especially as local guys? There's a lot of synergistic things there, it seems like.
Yeah, I mean, they're not afraid of the moment, and certainly Jalen House has played in so many big games and won championships, so played against the best competition. You know, both of those guys have, so they're not intimidated. You know, they're not going to be perfect all the time as freshmen are, but they bring good energy at that end of the floor, and it's been one of our strengths. So, you know, they're really helping us.
Historically against San Francisco, ASU's fared pretty well, and this is by no means a throwaway game. How do you plan for the game for tomorrow as well as continue?
I mean, they're a really good team. They're 7-1. They have good, you know, good balance inside, outside, at shooting, and they got a really good post player. They have, you know, point guards playing at a high level. You know, there are a lot of guys back off a team that was kind of a borderline NCAA tournament team last year. Won a lot of games in that league, so we got to work it out for us. Like any mid-major game, it's a Super Bowl for that school to have a chance to have a Pac-12 school in their arena. So I expect it to be you know, every bit as difficult as what we experienced at Princeton.
Feels good.
Yep.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Coach.